All right, CAD 101, we're going to talk about example 10. Hope you guys are all doing well, staying warm. All right, this one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I'll kind of talk through kind of the decision-making process when I approach something like this. Um, the first thing I'm looking for is where to place the origin usually. And typically on round parts, you will place it kind of at the center of the big, whatever is the main circle or center point, basically. This one's a combination of some circular geometry and kind of more linear geometry. But I noticed from these dimensions that a lot of the dimensions are coming off of this center point. So we've got construction lines coming through at angles here. We've got dimensions coming off this direction. So it seems like a really logical place to start with your origin. The other thing that we've done a little bit in the past, we just kind of started this, is laying out geometry based on circles. And this one's going to be a good practice for that. So here we're going to kind of work from our way, from inside out, from the origin. So we've got a full circle here, obviously. You can go ahead and draw that. Then we've actually got a full circle here as well. We're going to go ahead and draw a full circle there and dimension it, get it dimensioned to the right size. And later what we'll do is we'll draw these lines in that cross this circle, and we'll just trim out the areas that we don't want. But you want to be looking for circles and where you can start full circles. If we move over here, this construction line right here, this can actually be a full circle. So that can be drawn as a full circle construction line. You could do some offsets, this way and this way. You've got or you could do full circles this way if you wanted. You could do complete circles for each one of these. You'd have to do a little bit of math. So you're given this radius, and you're given, this diameter, or actually this radius as well. So you have to do some adding, a little bit of subtracting, and figure those out. But again, you've got a full circle here, right there, and you've got a full circle there, and you can then just simply trim away kind of unwanted geometry. And so I'll kind of show you how I initially set up this drawing, and we'll talk about one other feature, which is fillets. So fillets will get added last. I just want you to be aware of that. So in most CAD softwares, that's one of the rules, or a really good rule to live by. It makes it a lot easier if you put fillets in last. And I mean, like, right before you put in your dimensions, a lot of times you'll put in your fillets. For parametric modeling, which is like SolidWorks and Inventor and those things, if you're going back in time, fillets can mess with your ability to do that. So if you can put them at the end of your parts, that's a really good practice to remember. So here's kind of how I laid this out just to begin with. So we've got the initial circle here. Actually, there would be one inside this as well. Then we've got some basic circles for that slot that goes around the outside. And let's go ahead and turn the construction layer off. Okay. So then I just kind of drew a couple lines in place just to talk about the fillet command. So you can go ahead and, actually I'll draw a couple more as well. Let's pretend that's the bottom line for now. I'm going to go ahead and trim this area. So trim tool, enter, and I'll delete that. Okay. So we'll pretend we're basically at the end of our drawing, and we're going to add in our fillets. So we're just going to grab the fillet tool. Select first object, and I'm going to say radius right here. I'm going to say R, enter. And then it's going to let me specify the distance. And I'm just going to say 0.125. I can't remember what the fillet actually is. And then select your first object. Select your second. Zoom in, you've got a nice little fillet in there. And again, those are gonna be things you do at the very end after you trim away some of your geometry. This part is also a great part to mirror. So if you turn on your construction line, if you get a part, a center line down the middle, and you look at your part drawing, this is a great line to mirror on. So if you had a bunch of geometry here or here that you draw and you just want to mirror over, that's a great time to do that. All right, so I'm going to let you guys see if you can tackle that on your own. Those are some good hints. I think you guys will be able to get going with those. This one is going to be a very big challenge. This will be great. I'm going to let you guys tackle this, and then I'm going to put in a video of how to lay out some of this geometry. And I'm going to circle this area right in here. This is an area that you're going to want to use the circular layouts that we've been talking about. So yeah, that'll be a good one for you guys to be working on. And actually, I might send you guys another video before that. So, all right, let's go ahead and you can get going on example 10, and we'll talk to you soon.